Bridgerton is back, and by the time you see this video, the second half of that season will already be out, and in that time frame, I decided to make a new dress. In today's video, I will show you how I made this Bridgerton inspired dress while I talk a little bit about the importance of staying true to yourself. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to design this dress. There are so many ways I could have taken this inspiration, and it was difficult for me to choose, because I honestly loved so much of the fashion in the show and the fashion in the Regency era in general. But what I did know was that I wanted to make sure it definitely had an empire waistline, because I haven't really seen a lot of people design or recreate dresses with that same empire waistline that was very popular during that time. So I wanted to make sure that I included it in my inspired look for this design. So after doing some research, I finally figured out how I wanted to approach this design. I was looking on Pinterest at a lot of inspo pics from the show itself, but also from that time period, and even modern style dresses that were inspired by that time period. And I have really just loved the elegance of how a full skirt just flows with this empire waistline, so I know I wanted my skirt to be pretty full. And when it came to the sleeves, I decided on tulip. I don't think they're tulip sleeves, but they're more like bell sleeves, and I just like also the flowiness of how a bell sleeve falls on a woman's shoulder in this style of dress. So I decided to go with a bell style sleeve. I'm now about to do the draping for the sample of this dress. I was really struggling on trying to figure out how I want the silhouette to look, because there's so many options, and I was rewatching Bridgerton, and there's just so many options that I could go for with this dress. So I finally decided on what I'm gonna do. I'll put the inspo on the screen. But yeah, so this is what my inspo is going to be for at least the bodice part of the dress. And then for the skirt, I'm thinking of probably doing box pleats or knife pleats instead of gathering, because I feel like I do gathering a lot. But right now, that's the vibe I think I'm going to go for. So I'm going to drape the bodice part first right now, just to get that shape locked in, and then I'll move on to the skirt. I didn't end up doing the best of sketching and illustrating for this project, honestly, because I sort of was just going off the drapes that I was doing and just looking at inspo and seeing what I wanted to recreate. Okay guys, so I'm about to go to the fabric store and get my fabric for this dress. I'm staying in Jersey just because I don't really want to have to keep going back to the city, and I've honestly been going back to New York a lot lately, and I just want to be home. So I'm going to 2 different fabric stores in Jersey, and I'm gonna just do a little fabric shopping, look for some good colors that I can do for this dress that would look good on me. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go for a yellow, but I'm open to other colors if I see something else that I feel might be better for me. So yeah, we're gonna head to the fabric store, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and then we're gonna get to sewing the final fabric of this dress. When it comes to the color, that's when I was really stuck. So when I went fabric shopping, I was trying to decide on what color I think looks best on me, but I also was thinking about the show itself and finding something that was fitting to what I was going for. So I ended up deciding on the color yellow, which is ironic. Also, for the fabric, I wanted to mention that in the Bridgerton show, and also just looking at inspiration online, I also noticed that there was a lot of embroidery on these dresses, making them look a lot more expensive and elegant for this time. And I really do want to start playing more with using embroidery and other trimmings. So I also decided to get some kind of overlay that I was going to also add to the dress. So for this project, I wanted to choose a color that was fitting for me and successfully represented who I am. In Bridgerton, I feel like each of the characters' fashion boldly represents who they are. But in season 3, when it comes to Penelope, I really enjoyed getting to see her putting herself first and enjoying what her true style actually is with her wardrobe. So I ended up going with this yellow satin fabric, and I got 3 yards of it. And then I'm also have this overlay that I'm going to put on, probably just on the skirt because it was sort of expensive, so I couldn't get too much of it. I'm on a budget when it comes to like fabric shopping right now, but I think it's gonna come out really nice. And I'm only putting this on the skirt, but it's this embroidery floral fabric, and I'm just so excited to finally make this dress. I am going to now cut out the pattern pieces, and yes, I didn't do a I did not do a pattern for the skirt, but I'm honestly confident because it's really easy. It's just gonna be like a straight skirt, fall straight down to the floor. The only measurements I need is my underbust because it's gonna fall right under my underbust, and I'm going to do 4 pleats, so I should be good, which is why I did not pattern make the skirt. I should have, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna get straight into now sewing the final fabric. So let's get to sewing these pattern pieces, or cutting out the pattern pieces. Throughout the whole show of Bridgerton, we see how Penelope struggles to be her true self around the people in her life, so much so that by season 3, it's like she's basically living a double life. Which then plays out of her having to make the decision of if she wants to embrace her authentic life and stand firm in who she is to her loved ones, or continue to play this game of secrecy. Penelope's story, in my opinion, is the most interesting and relatable because I feel like this is something so many of us can deal with sometimes in our own lives. Okay guys, so now I'm trying to figure out how to do this front sleeve, and I pretty much understand it, but right now I'm trying to draw in the armhole part so that this armhole matches the armhole in the bodice. So I'm just trying to make sure it's laid flat so that when I draw it and cut it out, it actually comes out how it should. So I'm just sort of maneuvering this piece to make sure it lays how it needs to. It's a brave thing for you to stay true to yourself and can even be scary at times. It should be easy, but in reality, it's not. Breaking old habits that may be blocking your mind isn't an overnight thing. Over the last 4 years, I've been on a journey of finding my true self and trying my best to follow my heart and do what makes me truly happy. Connecting with my inner child. It was only until recently that I actually started choosing myself, and I finally cut out all the outside noise, listening more to what felt right and following the lead. Journaling, focusing on my inner voice, observing where I'm most at peace, and finding my happiness. It takes work, and I'm still learning more about myself every day. There's still days where I feel like what I'm doing doesn't make sense and may amount to nothing. But what I learned from consistently doing this as of recent is that doing what makes me happy is always worth it. No matter how long it may take for me to achieve this goal I have set out for myself, it will always be worth it for me. Versus allowing the outside noise to distract me from the end goal. So it's the next day and I am now attaching the back piece to the front. And then I'm gonna dip the straps into the back piece so that they're secured, and then I can start working on the skirt. Okay, I finally finished the bodice. I'm just gonna pin it up right now so you guys can like see the full effect of it. Wow. I'm so proud of myself. This is it. Now we get to the final skirt. And I'm praying that this embroidered fabric I bought turns out how I want it to, and I think it will. So that's the last part of this dress, and then adding the zipper. Okay guys, so now I'm going to drape the skirt part so I can see how it looks against the waistline and finish the dress. Staying authentic to yourself may not always feel easy, but in the long run, you'll thank yourself later for deciding to choose you. So I just pinned on the skirt part, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it, even though I know that's how the dresses were. I'm sort of just like, no, I don't know. I'm gonna put the overlay of the embroidery on top and see how it looks with that. I think that'll give it some like character, because right now it feels like so plain. For the skirt, I decided I'm going to gather the skirt because I feel like that is the best way for me to attach the skirt to the top of the dress, and I feel like it'll look better that way too. So I'm going to gather along the waist of the skirt, and then I'm going to attach it to the bodice, and then I just have to do the zipper. I just forgot about that. I have to do the zipper, and then I can hem everything. I'm hoping that the zipper is just like a smooth run, because I just don't want to have to deal with it being annoying. So yeah, let's just finish this dress. I still have to add the zipper and cut the hem for the yellow part at least, but it's basically done, and it's gonna sit like this, and then it's gonna have an invisible zipper in the back. Yeah, I like how it's turning out. I just am praying when I put the zipper on that it fits me how it should, and I think it will. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love how the dress ended up coming out. These are just a few details of the dress before I show you guys the full reveal. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and it's the easiest way for you to support me as a small YouTuber. Comment below if you guys have seen season 3. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you guys thought, and let me know what you think about the dress. You can also follow me on all my socials, which are the same handle on everything. I'll put it in the description. Bria with 3 A's .Renee. I'll be posting more pictures and videos on there if you guys want to see more of close-ups of how this dress turned out. But besides that, this is it. Stay tuned for the next one and enjoy the reveal.